I'm sitting on my couch doing self-care, reading my Kindle while wearing a Bookish shirt from Carbon DM Designs. And while I was reading, I got reminded of the funniest thing that just happened to me recently. So I'm constantly, like, this thing is a limb. It's attached to me. I take this everywhere. And I can read at work. So like in between calls or if I'm dispatching on a channel, I'm allowed to read, right? While I'm reading, one of my managers walks by and is like, "Oh my God, what are you reading?"
Oh no! Oh no!
At the time when she asked this, I was reading an extremely spicy Why Choose with one girl, and I think it's either like 6 or 7 guys. Right?
What did he say?
Right? So as soon as she asked this question, I didn't, and I'm a dispatcher, right? Like I'm at work, and I'm pretty sure it was like a mafia Why Choose or like a crime-based Why Choose, a dark romance. I'm at work as a dispatcher. What was I gonna say, right? Am I gonna look my manager in the eyes and be like, I'm reading a book where a girl gets nailed by 7 guys who are in the mafia and they, unalive people who are really bad. She would have had me committed. And I went like white in the face because right before she had walked over, I had just finished the scene where they're essentially in there. The girl in this series she unalives really bad people who are like, pedos. And so they were just in their little, chamber and got rid of this dude and then banged in the chamber, right?
Are you really okay? Are you?
And I'm like, this is fresh in my mind. And I now have my manager standing in front of me with the book open while I'm sitting there ready to type and praying that a unit or someone starts talking so I can evade this question. And she's just eagerly looking at me. And I was put on the spot. I didn't know what to do, right? So I panicked and I said, self-help books. I didn't know what else to say. And I always joke about that, right? So it was the first thing that came out of my mouth.
Are you dumb?
I think she's dumb.
I think she's dumb. Are you, like, medically speaking?
Immediately, she was like, "Oh my God, which ones have you read? Like, who do you like? Blah, 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 blah." And starts telling me all. She's like, "I love self-help books. I recently read," and I realized I've just fucked myself. I haven't read self-help books in years. I used to read, I'd gone to like, years and years and years ago, I went to like a Tony Robbins seminar with my mom and we walked on, hot coals and it was like this crazy thing. So like, I have not read any actual self-help books in forever. I've picked them up. I've tried. It makes me feel even worse about myself if I'm being quite honest. So I was like, oh, really? I evade. I'm like, what are your favorites? Do you have any recommendations? Like, what was it about? I try so hard. Like, I'm just like, divert, mayday, red, So anyways, thank God something happens. I got a unit starts copying and I'm like, oh, we'll talk later. Like, it was like, I was so relieved. Fast forward, Christmas comes around. Do you want to guess what my Christmas present was? I am now the proud owner of 2 self-help books. 2 legit self-help books. Got them for Christmas. Are they the types I normally read? No. But, I can at least say that now I own and have self-help books.